refugees, my cats, were actually a very, very strange man, and I last November when I put a thing out for Gigi that I wanted a refugee cat. I was afraid to take another risk because I had killed every child and animal I was around. And at this point, I was petrified I would kill another cat. And the young man, I forget his name, Mark, he told me this cat really was a true blue refugee. Didn't have a home, didn't have a mother, always out by himself, wandering around. So Mark had allowed him inside. And he really didn't want refugee because he had another cat, and that other cat was not a happy cat. So it worked out where he brought over refugee for me and put in my hands and responsibility. And let me tell you something. For the first time in my life, I was very, very careful. And you see, he's still alive. How did I end up killing my cats, dogs, and kids? That's my story. That's a mother's story. All over the world, we are killing our kids, our cats, and our dogs. And anything good, we destroy. We hate our mothers. And I know that. You may not realize it yet. You may be acting out hatred towards your mother by brutalizing women or children. But you don't know why. You don't know why you snap at women every time she says something that irritates you. Whether you're a man or a woman, you hate women. You hate your mother. And this happened to us, guys. This happened to us in our humanity a long time ago when group thinks began to form. When people began to prophesize and invent stories to share with others as if they were true. The only story to ever share is your own. When we share other people's stories, we're lying because we don't know their story. We don't know the whole ins and outs of anybody's story. And so to repeat somebody else's story as if it was good or bad is insane. I've always been one to only tell my story. And as I tell it, I trigger people in a really negative way. And I always took responsibility for that in my heart. I knew I was triggering people to hate me with my words. And I didn't know why. I had no idea what was wrong with me or the world. I didn't see a problem to change. My problem was I detached from this God I have inside of me when I was a child. I detached from my source of light and joy and laughter and candy. I detached when I was 5 years old from my source of love. My mother is my source of energy and love. And she didn't love me. And I became more and more empty. But I would never have known because I was unconscious. We go unconscious when our mother doesn't recognize us as her future. She has no future without her baby, loving her arms, loving her eyes, and feeling her touch. We're all entitled to that. There's no law, no rights, no nothing. We are entitled to a mother's love if we are born to her. Otherwise, we are not animals. We are not even, we're not in the least human. We're reptilian behaving. And we came to be this way when we turned over our will and our conscience to the care of scriptures and man talk, mansplaining life. Because somebody in the back of the day, I guess, thought he was God for everybody. There's no God here for everybody. We are the gods we seek. And so if we turn on our humanity and our families and our soul roots, we have turned our backs on God ourselves. If we believe in the word over the feelings of our children, like I did, I was the authority for my child, and he must obey the law. I forced my child to go through this evil system. And you did too. And your mother made you. And whether you know it or not, you hate her. And she's responsible. And she is responsible. I am responsible. And it's just not a lot of law she's responsible. It just is. It's just a fucking fact. That when she passes away, and she sees how much you hate her, in real life, she will cast herself into an eternal hellfire. She will never forgive herself because she never would have intended to harm her child. She would have never been born if she had thought she was going to destroy her sons, daughters, and everything good. She would never have come. But it happened. She did it. Her sons and daughters were destroyed throughout history, over and over and over again. And we repeat the history without a batting an eye as to what could be wrong here. What is wrong with our world? And we don't know what's wrong with the world. We don't know anything because we are lied to. We read books and group thinks. We hear from other man gods who explain to us, and we believe in them over our own children, over our own mothers. We believe in them. And then we force our children and our mothers and our wives and all the sisters and all the girls to go along with this program because, really, it's a good program for men. It's a pretty good program for men. For a while. But he doesn't know that while he was brutalizing women in this scene of Moses about her destiny in God's eyes, he's living that out in his mind's eye, in his feelings. Do you understand? He is living out Satan's eyes in his feelings for his mother. And unconsciously, because he's not conscious, trust me, he's just a walking robot, reading books and doing what he's told. He's not feeling his senses at all when he can brutalize his mother or his wife or his children. He's not a man. He's been turned into a mouse. A cartoon. Nobody to look up to and admire. And he hates her for that. He despises her for that. Unconsciously. Men are turning their backs on the entire gender of his mother, his creator. He wants her gone. He doesn't believe in her anymore. He doesn't trust her anymore. He knows she doesn't recognize him, and he doesn't recognize her. Only at birth. Only if it lasts a while. As soon as mother turns to the doctors, as soon as mom goes over to the professionals, that child is lost and gone. And he knows it unconsciously. He is wise. He's brilliant. He doesn't have the words to tell you what is wrong. Our children do not have the words. But they're sitting there right now, stifled in fear of their own mother and what she is doing. They don't know who she is. She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know she is their God. She is the only God for her children. She is the only God responsible. She's the only one going to take responsibility when she dies and sees what she has done. And when she sees what she has done, she will not blame the system. She will not blame her husband.